The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
The Local Show with Tom and Steve right here on your radio and on YouTube. We're all over. We are multimedia. Just like Steve, he's multifaceted in a lot of different areas.
Yeah, I am.
And multi-jointed.
Well, and people that have listened to the show for a long time know that you dragged me into this.
Yeah.
Okay, just to be clear, we did come up with the idea of, hey, let's have a show that talks about to local businesses and connects and builds, get to know them 7 or 8 years ago when it was. And I'm like, Tom, go do it. You're like, nope.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I'm not a radio guy. I'm a camera guy. You're like, nope. And it started something that's caught on, and we do appreciate the listeners. You and I hear from folks every week, and it's good, and it helps the local community grow, which is important to us. It's local.
Well, a lot of local businesses that people don't know the entire story of how they started, and this person exemplifies what we're talking about. His name is Carlo Pavone, and he's the owner of Pavone's Pizza now. How are you, Carlo?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. Get right up there on that microphone. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry,
that's Irish, right, Pavone? Irish?
Polish, actually.
There we go.
Carlo, you look quite young, so I'm going to assume that you're not the original owner of this
Yes,
thing.
that would be a good guess. Yes, it was actually my grandfather.
Okay.
Angelo Pavone.
Excellent.
He came here. He came here from Sicily. He went to New York City.
Okay.
And his first shop was there on, I believe it was Canal Street in New York.
Wow.
And, after a couple of years after my dad was born, like a lot of people, he decided New York wasn't the best place to raise a family.
A lot of people doing that now.
Wasn't the best place to raise a family, so he came up here. And
where was the first location?
It was in it was Fairmount Fair, actually.
Yeah, I remember right by the ramp, Tom, on the right, across from that smelly girly place.
Julius was there. Yeah.
I know right where
his
that
first ever pizza shop was 67, and then it's pretty sure it was 72 that we came here.
Wow.
And so it's been well over 50 years, and going on 60 from the first one. And there's definitely just a lot of history.
So that was Grandpa. Go straight onto that, Mike. There.
Yeah.
So that was Grandpa, and then your father got into it, or how'd this happen?
My father, he worked there growing up as a kid, but he never really went into the business. And,
okay.
But my brother did, and he worked there for a long time. Decided it wasn't for him, so came back down to me. And, I thought about it, and there were a lot of things that I could have done, but I decided that, I wanted to carry on the family business. It was really important to me.
That's great.
And, I always looked up to my grandfather.
Well, so you're using the same recipes for everything?
No, I would never dream of change. Why fix something that's not broken, right?
Yeah, that's so perfect. Now, tell everybody what your parents do.
My father is a judge in Syracuse, and my mom's an attorney. So,
That's great.
Wow.
Totally not in the food industry.
They went a little bit of a different path.
Yeah, so how many locations do you have now of Pavone's?
Currently, there's 5. I don't run all of them. There's 2. I run the one on Bridge Street in East Syracuse.
Okay.
And I run the one up, we opened one up in Brewerton, New York.
Yeah.
And
right up, of course, past the 43 North Marina and the Friends at Crossroad Auction, right up in there,
Yes.
Tommy.
Yes. Yeah. So we opened one up there, and then there's 3 more. There's one in Manlius, and there's 2 in the city.
Okay.
Those are owned by other people, though.
They're owned by other people, but do you franchise it or?
So they're just owned by. I don't personally franchise it.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah, my grandfather had sold them.
Made some deals.
Yeah,
Okay.
made some deals. So,
But that Bridge Street one, you get a lot of traffic there.
yes, 100%.
And is everybody sharing the same recipe?
Oh,
so
yeah,
is there consistency across the board?
Yes, we're all doing the same recipes. Nothing's changed.
Great.
Just who owns it.
What are the most popular? So I think Bridge Street, because I've been there, and it's right there next to the eggplant, right by Mattress Makers, right?
Yeah, sure,
right there across from Fleet Feet.
Yep.
What's popular? People come in. What are they like? I'm in town. I need this.
There's so many things that I can. Obviously, you can't go wrong with just like plain cheese pizza. That's probably one of our most popular ones.
Yeah.
But you could go anything from like buffalo chicken's a big one, which I think we have. I think we have it right here.
So
On
Tom,
YouTube.
I'm going to open it up, Tom. So
The last time Steve showed something on YouTube, it dropped.
yeah,
so.
radio listeners, to picture this delicious.
That is a beautiful
pizza.
Pavone's
Oh my
pie right
gosh,
there.
that looks amazing, and that won't last long here at the.
No, and it doesn't last long in the shop either. We sell out of it a lot, and we sell buffalo chicken. We got basically anything you can think of. Pepperoni, meat lovers. Sausage and peppers.
Right.
We got thick crust pizzas, Sicilians, sheets,
Calzones thing. You have those?
calzones. We got wings, subs.
Did you always have wings? Because I don't remember wings in the old days.
We didn't always have wings. It was more of a new thing. I think we started it around like the 90s, early 2000s. So
Great.
But obviously, you can't have a pizza shop these
Never
days
right without
wings. Yeah.
Am I at the mall? So at the different malls, Camellis Mall, I think there was in Penn. They were all over at the different malls.
Yep.
It was like pizza, and it was like, do you want the thin or the thick? Is the thick Sicilian? Am I calling that right?
That's more Sicilian.
thick is
Yeah,
Sicilian.
Do you still have both, or is everything gone kind of a thin crust? these
Yeah,
days?
no, we still have both, and people are always asking for it. Sicilian sheets, and we gotta. They're a little more complicated to make because you got to let them rise.
Right,
and so, we make a certain amount for every day, and usually we sell through all of them. So,
Okay, so here's a question that listeners are aching to find out the answer to. Why is pizza better the next day?
I couldn't
What
tell
is
you.
the deal? Right? You heat it up a little bit?
Nothing's better than when you got to slice it in the fridge and you
Oh
heat
my
it up.
gosh, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you want the medium or the large? Well, take the large because you got lunch tomorrow, and if you get hungry at midnight.
Exactly. Yeah. Sometimes you wake up at 2 a.m. and you're like, you know what? I want to slice a pizza.
How'd you know that?
It's definitely not from experience. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I was one of the few elementary school people who used to come to school with Sicilian thick pizza in my lunch brown bag, and it was cold because my mother, would have it in the refrigerator.
Nothing made kids more jealous in the cafeteria than when you'd show up with some pizza and wings for lunch.
My wife still likes cold pizza. I've got to heat it up.
No, I
But
like
then
it
am I lazy? Do I warm the oven up because that's better, or do I put it in the microwave? It's
I
kind
like
of
it
mushy.
cold.
Sometimes you just don't want to wait to put it in the
Thank you.
microwave, so you just eat it cold, and it's good either way. So
Yeah, that's pretty good. So do you have any plans? Because, you're a young guy in your middle 20s here, and, obviously you have a different business perspective. Yeah. You're respecting the old recipe, but do you have any ideas of how you may grow this thing? Or do you want to grow it?
I definitely want to grow it. My grandfather, actually, it's not very well known, but back in the day, we're pretty large. My grandfather had locations in Geneva, going out to Rochester, Utica. He even had one all the way down in Louisiana.
Wow. Yeah.
And, obviously as time goes on, it gets harder and harder to manage all those from the distance and as you get older. So, we sold a lot of them off. But my goal is to build it back to what it was and then expand upon that. So I would like to, definitely grow in the Syracuse-area, in the upstate New York area especially. I think there's a lot of places that we could go to.
Yeah, well, if you're in the Brewerton area, it's worth waiting to go over the bridge.
Yes.
Well, we might take a cruise in the Mustang over there and grab one. That would be nice.
Hopefully they finish. They're doing some construction on that bridge.
one-lane bridge. Yeah,
so hopefully they fix it.
You wait a little bit, or right there on Bridge Street, right by Erie Boulevard.
You could just get off the Central Square exit for that and just loop
that
way
way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but stop and see. So Carlo Pavone's Pizza, really a Syracuse history legend.
Yes.
Everybody that's been around this long knows it. We appreciate you joining PavonesPizza.com. Stop in at Pavone, say, hey, I heard you on the local show. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you guys. Good being here.